That was beautiful.
Oh!
All right, we are live from Morogoro at the Hilux Hotel. We are currently at the pool table where the three of us spend the majority of our evenings. They are both fantastic players and I'm learning from them. So, I'm here to introduce...
Drew, I've just found your balls.
You must have dropped it.
Thank you. Thank you for picking those up for me. I'm here with Matt and with David.
Hey!
And we're going to do a little interview while they're playing the game. So, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Matt. I am from England and I've been teaching for 4 years now. I work in a primary school in a town called Salford, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Hi guys, my name is Dave. I teach back in England. I teach in a small private school. I teach economics, maths and business. And I've come out here after after 2 years of teaching, and I have decided to sort of reevaluate what I want to do.
Okay.
And I still really want to teach, but I just want to sort of perhaps look at other forms of teaching, perhaps not in the club.
Okay.
Not
in the
classroom setting.
Got it. Okay, so while they're setting up for their shots, I'll just go a little an overview of what's going on. So it is currently Thursday evening. Tomorrow, obviously, is Friday evening, and we are planning for our conferences on Saturday. It's the second conference with our teachers. So we're just going to talk with Matt and David about a few highlights of the week. So, all right. So, Matt, while you're setting up for that shot, will you give us a few highlights of the trip so far for you?
I'd say a couple of highlights. So, one of my highlights from Zanzibar was the first day that we got there. Myself, Drew, and David put our stuff in the hut in the Dirty 30 Clubhouse, and we went straight to the bar, got ourselves a beer, rolled straight down to the beach, and spent the next 4-5 hours.
Yeah.
Stood in the shallows, beers in hand, just watching the world go by. Very much a king of the hill introduction.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was just great. It was a really good team bonding, really good way to get to know the two guys that I'm spending quite a lot of time with. And yeah, it was just a really, really fantastic start to the trip. It was a great way to meet everyone, and a great way to meet two guys that I count as real friends for life now.
Yeah, cool. Do you have a second highlight?
Yeah, so a teaching highlight. Probably today, I was working in my school. So I work in two schools. One's called K&DJ, which is a primary school in the centre of Morogoro. It has a deaf unit and an SEN unit, so special educational needs. And the second is a school called Kihonda Primary, which is quite far out, about 25 minutes away in a taxi, so it's quite on the outskirts of Morogoro town. It's quite a poor school. They're very limited resources, but we worked today with some of the teachers. One of my teachers is called Silvicia, and I worked with her on Monday to plan a lesson where we concentrated on student-led learning rather than teacher-led focuses, and she really worked her hardest to include a load of new strategies. So I could see everything that she did. She listened to what we talked about. She introduced 3 or 4 new strategies, and at the end of it, when we went out to discuss, she was really positive, really happy. She really enjoyed the experience, and she was really thankful, really, for everything that me and my partner had taught her. And she just seemed to get a real kick out of working with us and a real enjoyment out of developing her own education and her own teaching strategies as well. So it was really fantastic for me to watch.
Cool. David, do you have highlights?
So my 2 highlights would be, again like Matt, sort of non-teacher focused. I remember getting off the plane and seeing loads and loads of girls, which is which is a great thing. But also the worry was that I was going to be the only guy in the team. And then when we were catching the bus, two heads popped up, and those were the heads of Drew and Matt. And since we sort of met each other, we've done all sorts of stuff with each other. We played a lot of pool. We've drank a lot of banana milkshakes. There was a particularly exciting time when we spent a day or two being very excited about playing at a football stadium.
That's the sore point.
Which, as Matt just said, was a sore point. It turned into a very sore point because we were going to play at the stadium with seats, and then I suppose most stadiums do have seats, and basically the match was meant to be at 4 o'clock, and it actually was at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we never actually got to play the match because every day we go into the school and we observe in the morning. So we never got to play that particular match. But it was exciting waiting to play the match and thinking about all the fans that would be watching. So we never got to play that game. But we did get to play netball today at the same stadium, which was fantastic. In terms of a teacher highlight, I've just really enjoyed. I've had a great partner with a girl called Hannah.
Name drop. Name drop.
And she has taught me. It's been great working with her, and she has taught me a lot about teaching and strategies to use. And I think we've really enjoyed going into our two schools that we've gone into. A school called Nane Nane, which in Swahili means 8-8, and a school called Mapiga. I've also really enjoyed meeting the teachers. Everybody's been very nice, very friendly. I love the simple way of life over here. Occasionally it can be too slow, too relaxed. We went to a football game at one point, and we turned up at 10, only to realise later that it was actually at 4 o'clock. But that aside, it's been a brilliant experience, and I've learnt loads. I've learnt lots from the Tanzania teachers, and I hope that we've sort of imparted some of our knowledge,
Our wisdom.
Yes. So is that it?
That's that's it. Thank you.
Do we need to film a goodbye session?
Yeah, we will. Hold on. So today, Laura and I went into our second day of being at our Tabulu school, which is different from our primary school, or different from our private school that was Sega. So this had 60 kids, 65 kids. So observing those lessons was very different, obviously, than the smaller classrooms. So Shauna's blog will come up next, and she has some interviews with some of the girls on the trip, and then we'll do a few more interviews, and we'll kind of do updates as well as we move forward. So thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned for the girls blog.
We'll see you then.